give you my heart.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been way too freaking long since I've sat down and recorded a video. You can probably see that I have a totally different background. If you follow me on Twitter, which if you are not, you should go follow me. My Twitter handle is @KYRSTYNLEE, and go check it out. I mean, like, I post a lot on there, more than, you know, I'd like to admit. But so I have so much to talk to you guys about. A lot has changed. Like, an insane amount of things have changed in the past 2 months since I've well, it hasn't really been 2 months. It's been like a month and a half since I sat down to actually film with video. And yeah, so I'm super excited that this is the first video that I'm filming it since coming back. And today I got this beautiful box in the mail. Now you're probably like, what is it? It's just a purple box. Well, this is the Bloodlust palette, and I am super excited to have gotten it. I really wanted to get the lip bundle as well, but I wasn't able to because of like some checkout issues. But I'm super excited to be doing this video today, and I cannot wait to see the look that I come up with. I had asked you guys on Twitter what looks or what colors you would like to see me play with specifically, and you guys told me, so I am going to take that into consideration while I am doing the look today. And then of course I'm just going to do the rest of my makeup, but I figured this would be like a chatty review kind of the palette. So the first little bit of this video is going to be the palette itself. Then I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and we're going to kind of chit chat for a minute. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. I'm so very excited and cannot wait to see how this palette pays off. All right, let's get started. All right, so you've got the box right here, and first thing, I was super impressed with how the packaging was. I've already opened it because I did take some pictures of the palette before it was touched, but we got the really pretty purple paper, and then it was bubble wrapped very well. Now, here's the palette, and this thing is the unit carton at least is giant. There's more bubble wrap in the box, and then if you guys do follow me over on Twitter, you know that I love these little cards. I literally have a wall of the cards right over here of cards that I get from whenever I order something. Thank you cards that I get from you guys, just everything I have right here on the wall next to me because they're so sweet and I just love them so much. But this unit carton is giant, like it is larger than my head. Yeah, and I think it's super pretty, and I love the fact that he did the unit carton like this, and the palette is the same way, but it is velvet. And then he did put this bumper around the palette so that way it didn't break or anything in shipping. I think this is super cute. Oh, I just realized that, like right here, there's like a little snake around his little emblem. Really like that. On the back of this, you have the ingredient list for each of the different shades, what they're made of. You also have his like his website, his social media handles. It's good for 12 months, cruelty-free, and recyclable packaging. Now, for the palette itself, this is still pretty large. Like, it's giant. It's this very beautiful, well, we're not going to talk about my nails, okay? They need to be filled. We're not going to talk about it. But it's this very beautiful, like, velvety packaging. Then you've got the like little purple royal crown right in the center. It does have this little clasp in the front, which I think is super cute. It's different than his standard coffin ones for the other palettes in this collection. The back of it is again velvety. You've got the Jeffree Star Cosmetics emblem, the palette name, and then same thing, his website, social media handles, and everything else. So you open the palette and you have this really nice sized mirror, and then there is a plastic, this is a pretty thick plastic card over the shades, protecting them, which I really like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel that back. Really nice size mirror in there. And then, like I said, it does have this plastic card covering the shades. Pretty thick. So we're just gonna put that to the side. And then this is the palette. So it's super pretty. I really like it. If I would change anything, I would maybe have like one more really dark purple, but I do really like this palette. I think it's super cute. I like that there's different stamps inside of the shades. I can't think of what the actual word is, but I really do like that there's different stamps in the shades and it's not just his logo. The shades are super cute. And then this one does have a new formula in it, which I am gonna test out. All of my shades look perfectly fine except for Pink Magic, which is this shade right here, has a little bit of cracking right there on the side of the pan, but it doesn't really bother me. The shade's not broken and it can still be used perfectly fine. So I think that it looks really pretty. I'm really excited to use it. You guys had requested that I use the shade Executioner, which is this really beautiful black shade, which looks like it has purple reflex in it. So I'm really excited to use that. And I haven't watched any other videos of anybody doing the palette yet. I haven't looked at any of them because I wanted to be able to give you guys a true first impressions of what I think about the palette, and so far I'm really liking it. Let's see how it performs. So before I actually get started with using it, I am gonna go ahead and do my brows and prime my eyelids off camera. To do my brows, I'm going to be using the Benefit Ka-Brow, Gimme Brow Plus, and the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil. These are in the shades 5 and dark brown. And then to prime my lid, I am going to be using the ABH Eye Primer. You guys know that I really love this, and I've been treading on the very last little bit of this for months now. But I really like it a lot, and I still have some product in there, so I'm going to continue to use it until there's none. So really quickly, I'm going to jump off camera, I'm going to do my brows and prime my lids, and I'll be right back and we'll get started. Okay, so now brows are done and we look pretty crazy. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the palette. And I honestly have literally no idea what I want to start with. I want to try to play with as many as possible though. So I'm going to go into Vivid Mood, which is this really pretty shade down here. And I'm going to get it nicely onto my brush. I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys in just a little. So I got you guys in some. So I'm just going to take the shade Vivid Mood and we're going to, ooh, that packed a punch. Okay. So we're just going to blend this. And I can actually see now, y'all, because I started wearing contacts. So I can see what I'm doing with no problem now. So I have noticed there is a little bit of kickback in the pan. I'm not worried about that. It doesn't really bother me any. So yeah, it's okay with me. But for anybody who is worried about it, there is going to be a little bit of kickback. I think what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I might do 2 separate looks. That way I can use the most out of this. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 separate looks. So that way we can pull as much as possible out of this. So we're going to keep blending. And this blends super easily. I'm having no problem blending it at all. Like, this is one of the easiest blends. And I know that I'm only using 1 shade so far, but like, it's not patchy, it's not like sticking to any spot and not moving. Like, it's actually working really nice. All right, so I'm gonna take my Morphe M506, and I think next I wanna use the shade Blood Queen, which is this darker purple. And I'm going to pack it right on the outside of the brush. And I wanna focus this on the outer corner. And that is very pretty. I'm getting a lot of pigment out of it too. Like, I'm having absolutely no issue with getting any. Alright, I'm gonna clean off this brush. And I'm gonna go into the shade High King, which is right here. And I think the shade names in this are really cute too. So now I'm just gonna take the shade High King and I'm gonna blend it right in this crease line. Right here. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of that shade and I'm gonna tap very lightly into Blood Queen just to get it to be a little bit darker. And I'm gonna go a little bit lower than where I was just at. That way when I go in and cut out my crease, it's a little bit more separated. So it looks really, really nice so far. And I like the fact that the shade Blood Queen was actually pigmented enough to make a liner, pretty much. So I think that that looks really nice. I'm just gonna blend it out just a little bit more. I'm not having any type of fallout under my eyes. Like, I have none under there at all. So that's nice. With shades like this, you typically would think that there would be a pretty big amount of fallout. I'm not experiencing that. So I'm just gonna take a packer brush. Okay. I'm gonna take a packer brush and the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 00, which is the pure white one. I'm gonna put a little bit of it on my hand. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do about a 3/4 cut crease. So I did a 3/4 cut, and then I did bring it down some when I got to the outer wing. Now I'm just going to take, I'm gonna use this brush. And I really, really want to go into the shade Pink Magic. I just want to make sure this is cleaned off. Alright, so I'm going to go into the shade Pink Magic to do this because I really want to try out this new formula. First, I'm going to go in dry and see how the payoff on it is. And then I'm going to go in with it wet. So Pink Magic is this one right here. So just going to take a dry brush, which it's got a pretty good payoff on the brush itself. So let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. I do think I'm gonna go in with it wet because I know that it'll pack more of a punch with it. So I'm going to use my Evian facial spray and I'm going to use this to wet my brush. Alright. And then just gonna go right back into that shade. Oh yeah, and you can see a difference already just on the brush itself. So, oh my, that is very pretty. Okay, I really like that new formula a lot. That side looks really, really nice. So I'm really excited to do this other side because I think I know what I'm gonna do on this side because I want to play with the other colors that aren't purple. So before I even like do liner or anything for this side, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do this side. So for this side, what I think I want to do is because I very much so want to play with Vile Serpent and these shades. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take this shade Scandal Water, and I'm going to use that same fluffy brush that I used to do Vivid Mood on this side, and we're going to take it over here and let it out. That blends really nicely too. See, let's put a little bit more on this outer corner. So far, I'm not having any problems with any of the colors, so that's good. I have heard a couple of people say that they were having like patchy colors, but I'm not experiencing that, so it's really nice. But I really like the way that this blends out. And it blends into such a pretty color too. Okay. I'm bringing it up just enough on my brow bone, but not too much. Just like that. Oh, that's pretty. That's a look. Okay, I like that. So we've got that shade blended out. Now I want to kind of do the same style on this side as what I have over here, but kind of different. Okay, so I want to take the shade Vile Serpent, which is this very beautiful teal shade down in the bottom. And I'm gonna take my Morphe M506 and we're going to start blending this. I wanna do this like in the crease mainly, so. That's a really pretty shade too. Take a little bit more of it. We're gonna focus mainly on the outer corner now. It blends really nicely into Scandal Water as well, so I really like that. And I think that this one's also a super pretty shade. So now what I wanna do for this one is I do wanna go ahead and do a complete cut crease. So I'm going to use the same concealer with this ColourPop one. I'm going to put a little bit more on my hand. I prefer going in with a white concealer because doing this, it's so much easier and it gives me better color payoff when it comes to packing a shade on top of it versus going in with a colored concealer. So now just doing a complete cut crease. Alright, so I have my crease cut and it is pretty good. So now I really want to go into the shade, and then you guys have also requested that I go into the shade. So I am going to go into Executioner. So this is a black with purple reflex. So first I'm going to go into it dry, and then we'll see if it looks better going on wet or not. I'm going to put this all over the lid. So let's do this. Ooh. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh, I like that. That's a beautiful shade. I honestly don't even think I'm gonna need to wet this one. This honestly just goes on so well. There is a little bit of fallout on this shade, but again, that's totally fine. It can easily just be wiped off. And I am packing it on instead of swiping or anything, so it's just going straight. Looks funny because like this one is so bright and like light, and then this one is so dark. But I do really like it, so. So for right now, the eyes are done. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing my actual face makeup itself. That looks really dark, but really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face using the Dr. Brandt Pore Refiner Primer. And I'm not really gonna talk about what products I'm using. Like, I'll show you guys, but I'm not gonna talk about them just because like I do want this to be more of a chit chat versus not. So let me, I guess, tell you guys a little bit about what has been going on. So we moved. Obviously that's why my background and everything else is different. But we moved to a new house. It was about 30 minutes down the road from where our old house was. But yeah, so we moved to a new place. For foundation, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. This is in the shade Fair. But yeah, so we did move, and it took a lot because we were also doing a lot of renovations for the house before we could move in. Which, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you saw that already too. I was trying to post and be as active as I could on there. Just unfortunately, like, I couldn't be on all the time. Like, I had to take a break from social media for a while, and you guys were really nice about that. Like, nobody was rude or anything. But yeah, so I took a break from social media for a while so that way we could focus on the move and get everything taken care of. But we have everything done and we're moved into our new home, and pretty much all the unpacking is done. There's like very little bit left to do, but mainly it's like stuff that I need to do, so I need to get on to that. But yeah, so that's all done. And let's see, I dyed my hair again. This time I actually went and got it professionally done. I went down to the Lavender Cove hair salon in Swansboro, and I got my hair done for the first time professionally, and I really love the way that it turned out. I think that they did such an amazing job. Crystal was amazing, and I just really love how my hair turned out. So yeah, now my hair is pink and purple and blue. Obviously I've got like my little blue streaks in the front, which I really like a lot. It was definitely a change of pace from my red. I had even gone like purple for a little bit, but it just wasn't sticking like I needed it to. So I was like, all right. I told my husband that for Valentine's Day I just wanted to get my hair done, and so he got my hair done. So it was really nice. I decided to gauge my ears, and I have gone from a 12 to an 8 within the past couple of days, so I'm getting where I want to be with that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like what else has been going on really. Oh, so my husband is starting a new job, and I kind of started a new job. I'm still working at the same place, but I have a new position, which is really nice. I love my job so much, and my husband starts his new job in a couple of days actually. So that's gonna be really nice, and a definite change of pace from what we've been doing. So, and then I took a break from here, obviously. I am finally coming back, and I plan on being more active. I finally have like a full-blown beauty room. and everything is good and solid and set. Like my beauty room isn't in my bedroom anymore, which is nice. I'm going to be using 2 different concealers. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair, and then the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. I'm just going to use this to go ahead and conceal my under eyes and then highlight my face a little bit. But yeah, so all of that's going on. My dog has managed to get out of my yard multiple times, so we had to keep trying to find him. We're getting a fence done up soon. We just haven't been able to just yet, but that's getting done, which would be really nice considering he's getting out way too much. And like, he's just getting out just because he wants to. And he actually got out yesterday and was gone for 3 hours. So that was not fun at all. So yeah. I can't really think of what else has been going on lately. How have you guys been though? Like, what have you been up to? I missed the mystery boxes for Valentine's Day, which I was really upset about, but it's okay. I'm not gonna miss the next ones though. But yeah, so I just wanna know, like, how have you guys been? What have you guys been up to? Has there been anything new going on in the community? I literally have not been watching YouTube videos or anything. The most I've done was like, I was on Facebook and that was it. Aside from that, I was not really on social media. And TikTok, like, I was on TikTok. I go on there now a lot. It actually literally started as a joke, and now I'm on TikTok and I spend way too much freaking time on there. But I really enjoy it, actually. It's fun to watch. I make a couple TikToks here and there, but alright. I really like that combo. I think it looks really nice. Okay, so it's getting really, really hot in here, so I'm gonna try to hurry up and be as quick as possible. So yeah, I'm just going to continue doing the rest of my face, and I will come back in a minute and we will do the under eyes, and then I'll finish up and give you guys my final thoughts on the palette. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I've done the rest of my face, put on some lashes, and did my lips as well. Now just to briefly go over the products that I used, which I will put in the description box down below. I used my Wet n Wild Photofocus powder. I used the Tarte Park Avenue Princess for my bronzer, the Ofra X Madison Miller blush in the shade Sweet Stuff. I used my Jeffree Star Mystery Frost Skin Frost highlight, which I think is super pretty stuff. I used, let's see, my Hank & Henry Slick With It eyeliner, and then for my mascara I used the Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I used Nature Lashes in the style Dahlia, and then for my lips I've used the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner in the shade Bear to Comment, which is my favorite nude lip liner, and then the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Christmas Cookie. I am going to put some gloss on over top of it, but I do want to go ahead and finish my eyes first before we do that. So these lashes are big, so I want to go ahead and do the under eye, and I want to do it like, I don't know, I kind of have an idea of how I want to do them. So I'm going to do this eye first, and I'm going to use a Morphe M562 brush, which is just a little brush like this, and it is stained, it's not dirty. And I think I want to use the shade We're actually gonna go in first with Vivid Mood, which was the first shade that we went into. And I'm just going to coat the brush with that. And we're gonna get right on this lash line. And just a little bit more. And I think that actually looks really nice for that side. I am going to go in with a eyeliner for my lower lash line, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Now I want to do this side, and I really want to go into the shade. So we're going to do it, and I hope that it does not turn out bad, because it's a really pretty shade. But for this side, because we went with something that's a little bit more like dark and sultry, I want to go into the shade Bleeding Heart. I want to go into that red shade. And I know it's a shimmer shade, it's not a matte, but I want to go for it, so I'm going to. So I'm honestly just going to use the same brush because I do really like this brush for doing the under eye. And so I think that's really nice. Obviously, because it's a shimmer shade, it's gonna look a little bit different, but I'm gonna try my best to make it work as just blending it out. All right, that's actually like pulling together very nicely. So yeah, just get in there a little bit closer. I really like how that turned out. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ColourPop BFL Gel Cream Liner, and this is in the shade Piggy Bank, and I'm going to tight line my waterline over here. So just because I wanted to add more purple to it, because purple is one of my favorite colors, and I do really love the way that it looks, and I think so far this palette has performed like pretty good. So now all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put mascara on my lower lashes really quick. And then I want some type of a inner corner highlight. So I'm going to go in with a really tiny brush, and I kind of want to go with this one. Let me see. I'm kind of sad that white isn't a shimmer shade, but I think I'm going to go into the shade Beauty Sleep. So, ooh, I'm really afraid. Oh, this brush had some black on it. Okay, I am so glad that I noticed that before I put it on my eye. Let me go with a different brush. Okay, I'll just use this. So we're just going right into the shade Beauty Sleep. And alright guys, this is the final two looks, and I think they are so beautiful. I love the way that everything paid off. I think that the colors are super pigmented. My palette was not at all patchy. I didn't have any issues with any of the shadows at all, and I used, how many shadows did I use? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I used 9 of the 18 shadows and had no issue with them at all. I really do love this palette, and I think it was so beautiful, and I honestly cannot wait to play around with it again, and I can't wait to see what else he creates this year. There's rumor that he's creating a goth palette and potentially a nude palette, so I guess let's see. I don't typically go for the nude palettes, however, if Jeffree Star makes one, I'm probably gonna buy it because I have every single one of his palettes except for Androgyny and Beauty Killer, but I have, oh, and I don't have the mini Controversy palette, but I have everything else. So this palette was an amazing purchase, an amazing palette that he launched. I'm so happy with it. I understand like a lot of people were kind of upset about the fact that there wasn't more like darker purples or anything, but I mean honestly, like this palette is so beautiful and so versatile, And there's so many different looks that you can create with this. Like, I was just transferring over some of the footage to my computer and was already thinking about like 3 other looks that I can do with this, because doing this Bleeding Heart shade with Dungeon would be perfect. And I'm honestly thinking I may do it tomorrow for my work look. But this is such a beautiful palette, and I think it was a job well done. I am super excited. I love this packaging, and honestly, like, I don't want this one to be one of the palettes that goes in my drawer. I really want to put this like on display because it's so pretty, but I'm also so afraid that it's gonna break. But I really do love it, and I'd highly recommend it to anybody. If you don't have it, go buy it, wait till it restocks. I know that when he had launched it, like, he made sure that there was plenty for quite a while, from what I remember hearing. And it's so worth it. Like, again, I think that it performed absolutely beautifully. So you guys could see it performed so beautifully. Again, no problem with the blends, no problem with pigment. I had literally no problem at all. Amazing palette, amazing purchase, and I can't wait to see what 2020 brings, y'all. So, you know, with this being my first video back, I really hope to see so many amazing things happen this year. I really want to be able to work with a brand. I really want to do my first collaboration. I was supposed to have a collaboration happen last year at the end of the year, but some things had happened and it fell through, and it really sucked. But I can't wait to see if any big opportunities happen this year. I am super open to anything, and honestly, like, I just want to grow as an influencer, and I want to grow with you guys, with brands. It's something I've always told you, is I want to be able to grow completely, not only in makeup, but with skincare and fashion and everything. So I can't wait to see what happens, guys. I love you all so very much, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. I have so many things planned and so many videos planned. So let's see what 2020 brings, and here we go. I love you. Bye.
I gave you my heart.